Okay, everyone. So today I would like to explain on chapter 11, techniques, textbooks, and materials from Teaching by Principles book by Douglas Brown. So let's get started. First, about categorizing techniques. How can one best conceptualize this multitude of techniques? Over the years, several rubrics have been used to classify techniques. The first, the manipulation communication continuum. At the extreme end of the manipulative side, a technique is also controlled by the teacher and implies a predictable response from students. At the communicative extreme, student responses are open-ended and unpredictable. Examples include storytelling, brainstorming, role plays, discussion, small group work, and some games. And then we have controlled versus open-ended techniques. Uh, the difference may be the extent to which teacher controls the flow of the discourse and learners simply fill the discursive slots provided. Open-ended techniques allow teachers and students to break through the communicative cocoon and to improvise in the classroom. And then mechanical, meaningful, and communicative techniques. A drill is a mechanical technique that focuses on a minimal number of language forms, such as grammatical or phonological structures through repetition. And mechanical drills have only one correct response from students and have no implied connection with reality. What some have called meaningful drills can add some reality, but may stretch the concept of drill too far. And then next, a taxonomy of techniques. A comprehensive taxonomy of common techniques for language teaching, adapted from Crux and Qotrunnada, notice that three broad categories are used: controlled, semi-controlled, and open-ended. Bearing in mind somewhat slippery concept of control, you may be able to gain a broad picture. From this taxonomy, of a range of classroom language teaching techniques, there are and this is there are uh, and there are taxonomy of language teaching techniques. The first is about the control techniques. I have warm up, setting, organizational, content explanation, and several options you can choose. And then we have semi-control techniques. For example, brainstorming, storytelling, question answer, referential, create narrative or dialogue, information transfer, and many more. And then we also have open-ended techniques. And here we have role play, games, report, problem solving, trauma simulation, and many more. And then textbooks. The most obvious and most common form of material support for language instruction comes through textbooks. While your textbooks may be not perfect in your estimation, your challenge is to make the very best use of the one you have. Follow the guidelines that you have been given in textbooks teacher notes. Adapt segment of the book to your to suit your context and add other materials. About the text adaptation, let's say you are preparing for tomorrow's lesson. If your textbook has teacher's notes, possibly in a spare teacher's edition, by all means consult them and use as many of the suggestions as feel are appropriate. If there are no students' guidelines available, your task is more difficult, but not by any means insurmountable. And then textbook selection. If your teaching situation allows you to choose up textbooks, you have an exciting but complex task ahead of you. In fact, the number of questions that need to be asked about the textbook can be overwhelming. But once you have carried out a thorough investigation of textbooks using some kind of consistent evaluation procedure, you will be rewarded by having chosen a textbook that is an optimal fit for you for all your criteria. And then other classroom. Uh, what is this? Okay, so most courses are designed at the very least around the textbook or planned sets of materials as issued by the program. But beyond the textbook, there are many options for additional materials, and the latter may be crucial in the overall success of a course. And visual and auditory aids are powerful aids in adding multi-sensual flavor to classroom lessons. And with the current mushrooming of digital files, documents, photos, and videos, the number of relevant supporting materials is astronomical. And consider some of the possible types of material that are at your fingertip. The first is teacher research books. Dozens of resource books are specifically designed to provide ideas for a teacher. And then other textbooks, for example, books available in the library, and then realia. There is nothing like an object lesson. Objects like food items, cosmetic, household gadgets, tools, clothing, and many more always add some significant reality to the classroom. Realia are especially useful and important for teaching children who benefit from tangible objects that can stimulate kinesthetic connection. And then digital media with smartphones, tablets, laptops, and all the supporting media that can be retrieved and stored on these devices, access to relevant materials is literally endless. And then self-made paper-based visual aids. And then it is like posters, charts, and magazine pictures and represent old-fashioned but surprisingly and refreshingly effective teaching aids. And then we have commercially available visual aids. Some publishers provide poster and charts to accompany the textbooks, and most will include DVDs and web-based supplementary materials. Okay, so that's all about chapter 11. Thank you for your attention and see you.